You ready to make power?
Always. Whenever you roll into town, that's what we do.
That's what we're gonna do. Max this bitch out. As far as the turbo will go. Like 55 pounds? Hey, get out here with the fucking videos. Welcome back, guys, to a new video today, and I'm pretty excited to be bringing this to you. Obviously, you can tell we're in a different day than the video, and that's just because, well, it's extremely hard to record when you're on a dyno. For those of you that have gotten your car tuned and been near a dyno, it's very loud, very hard to talk by. And to be honest with you, we hadn't gone to Portland for a while, so it was just fun hanging out with all the friends down there and people I consider family. So we didn't really get a chance to record as much as I'd like to, and as you can tell by the title of this video, obviously we were pretty busy the whole time that we were down there. So I really hope you guys enjoy today's video. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I am gonna kind of break it up and explain on what's going on, since obviously I didn't get a chance to when we were down there. So I will be breaking that up. To start it out though, we just did the pump gas tune on the previous video for you guys, leading up and kind of teasing you for this video, and this is where we actually turn this thing up on E85. So let's get the video started, we'll get it rolling, and then I'll catch you up here in just a moment. Exact number.
That was pretty close on that. I said 710. I'm like, to be 710. Well, that ain't driving home.
It's just not even blue, bro. It's looking a little black. You cook the shit out of it. Dude, this is fucking hot. Holy shit. Grab down here, dude. Bro, that's well, I don't got gloves, bitch. We're probably melting them.
You make tortillas and shit with fucking.
Oh no, dude, my margarita days are over, bro.
Look at the fucking
we mopping for fucking $300 tonight.
Get out here with the fucking videos. Well guys, as you can see there in that video, that, well, I got greedy and we pushed the setup a little harder than probably should have. When I was originally building this setup with you guys, I told you that we were going for the 800 wheel, and usually on a 6466, for most of you that know anything about doing performance upgrades or have modified cars, that 6466 right there will make right around 800 wheel on 40 pounds. I know going by pounds isn't really the correct way to measure horsepower, but it's pretty known that that turbo around 34, 36 pounds is the 700 to 750 wheel range. 40 pounds you're getting in the 800 wheel range, and then so on from there. And there's lots of obviously trap speeds to back that up, and every car is going to be different, every setup's going to be different. So I built the car originally, as you guys saw, and it kind of kept going further and further. Now, one thing that I did on the car that I kind of questioned myself on is the head gaskets. Now, I had JE Pro Seals on the car before, and those were the new updated ones as well, but anything much more than 40 pounds, you're really leaning on that gasket a lot. It doesn't really have a, how would you put it? It doesn't have a good way to bite into the head and block. Obviously it's a head gasket, but when you start getting into higher power Subarus, you obviously run into head gasket issues. It's one of the most common and known things that everyone runs into when you start building one. And that JE Pro Seal is a great gasket. It's just anything much over 40 pounds, the cylinder pressure is just too much for it. So here I thought we were gonna stop right around that 40 pound range. And then of course, every time I go on the dyno, that doesn't happen. So I should have known. I kind of questioned it when I put them on the car, where I was going back and forth between what's called an Athena Firelock gasket, which you guys will see some pictures of me taking the car apart and putting it back together that day. And it'll show those head gaskets I'm talking about. They have a stainless fire ring on the gasket. I am working with Outfront Motorsports to do a new updated style gasket, because these are not the preferred way of doing that head gasket, because they're a material gasket and it has obviously that stainless ring in there, and if anything bad happens, then, well, they hurt either the block or the head. So as long as the car works, they're a great gasket. But if you have a misfire or a big problem with the car as far as going lean or fuel system that you're leaning on, they may not be the best gasket. So just so you guys know. But I know that obviously I've used them quite a few times, and I've had the good and bad of them, where they've worked really well, and then when something hasn't worked with the car and it's gone bad, well, it hurts things. So just so I'm clear on that and you guys know. But that is the gasket that we ended up switching to. It's been known to hold a lot more cylinder pressure than those JE Pro Seals, because, well, we were pushing the car. And as you saw there, we had some coolant. Here, I'll try to make sure I'm focused. So the coolant came out of here, guys. As you can see, this hose comes up. That's where it blew out. It has a hole over here too, and behind here. So that's where you saw all the coolant come up, and it ended up lifting ahead, pressurizing the coolant system, and that's why you saw it come out of here. Now, it did that on 52 pounds. So we're not near our 40 pounds that I was talking about and wanting to stay to. So we were really leaning on the setup. We were pushing it really hard, to be honest. Cylinder pressure was just too much for those JE Pro Seals, and it ended up lifting the head. So no, we didn't blow up the car. I got you guys, clickbait. But we did go ahead, and I did have to pull the motor out the next day, and that's gonna be the clips I'm putting in. I don't have too much of it because obviously, well, we're down in another town. We were supposed to come back that day, and well, I turned the car up a little bit more than I should have, but that's how I always am. So needed to get the car done. Pulled the motor right around noon on that day. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a Thursday, so pulled the motor right around noon, and then by 7 o'clock we were back on the dyno, making sure everything was right with the car, double checking it, making sure everything was working the way it should have been. Car made awesome power. We ended up deciding to grab another hotel for the night instead of drive through the night, and then that's where you're gonna be seeing when we drive back home. So just to give you an update on what's going on. No, we didn't blow the car up. She's still right here, still runs perfect, but we did have to update those head gaskets and get the correct one on the car to be able to hold the amount of cylinder pressure that we're making at the 50 pounds of boost. So, enjoy the rest of the video, guys. I'm gonna go ahead, put in those clips of us taking the car apart, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, the moment you've been waiting for, the final numbers for the car. Series Gray ended up making 713 wheel horsepower and 638 wheel torque on 52 pounds of boost on the 6466. Now, these are true Mustang numbers. This dyno is a very low reading dyno, to be honest with you. Anyone that knows, like I was saying before, performance and have a modified car, that 6466, she's making power at 52 pounds. So I'm gonna put in a picture of the graph. You guys are gonna see there's a dip in the graph. We were having troubles with the car spinning on the dyno, and we also had some, and with that 6466 at 52 pounds, we're pushing it pretty hard. So unfortunately, when you start pushing turbos like that hard, the graph doesn't look as good as it could if you were in its efficiency, because we're getting to be out of its efficiency level. That turbo is more efficient around the 40 pound region, and as you can see, if I put a picture in here, I may or may not, the graph at 40 pounds is completely smooth all the way to red line holding power. And then once we started to turn it up is when we had issues with the car trying to spin. So as you saw, we were putting some nice sticky compound on the tires to try to get it to hook more, but it was still spinning the tires on the dyno, and we're pushing that turbo really hard for what it is. So very happy with what the car made. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and there's gonna be a lot more content coming soon. So thank you again for everyone watching. Please like and subscribe to the video to see more content coming soon.